Yeah, no, we're recording. Yeah.
We're recording.
Yeah, it happened.
Well,
That's
can
how
I
we
ask
start
a
out.
question?
It's just,
Yeah,
that's
ask
right.
us.
So I'm really glad that I'm asking this while we're recording. Is this a a curse-free podcast? I mean,
No.
okay.
What?
Do it more than you would
Yeah,
I don't
normally.
feel comfortable. I don't feel
Mitch likes to
comfortable.
curse. I like to try to
Yeah,
not, but
it's
sometimes it
hard
slips out
not
anyway.
to. Isn't it
So-
hard not to?
It's so
Sometimes.
hard not to. I try to be nice to Mike because, you can see him flinch every now and then like, ooh, that one hit him,
Do you not like cursing, Mike?
It's not that I don't like it. I just in my life I try to not. But sometimes there
Sure.
are those things that just make you drop a bomb.
Yeah.
It just
So,
happens. And then there
you're
are
gonna
things
be
you
judging
audition for that, that call for it, and you kind of got to do the thing. But I'm not successful all the time, but I do try not to. That's just me. You guys curse all you want because we have adult listeners. Anyway, hey, in case you've been wondering, as you've been listening to this for 3 minutes already, today on the podcast, we got the one, the only, Katie Jostock. How you doing, Katie?
You said it wrong.
You said my name wrong.
Jostock.
Jostock.
Jostock. Yeah, I did say it wrong. We went over this before we started, and then I think we started playing around and being funny about it, and then I went back to what I thought it was.
Yeah.
thing.
Katie Jostock.
I made a joke about it. Because there are several, they're like Katie Jostock, Katie Jostock, Katie Joystick, so there's,
Katie Joystick.
we've heard it all for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how old you are, and I'm not going to ask, but I like to, say I have a telemarketer name. When people would call back in the day and before caller ID, and I'd answer the phone, they say, "Hi, can I speak to Mr. Michael Paletta?" No, you may not. If you cannot pronounce my name, you may not talk to me. Quick.
Pelletier,
Tire.
Paul Tire. Yeah, I had when I played football in high school, I had 4 different names. I always knew which coach was calling on me because I just listened for the way they pronounced my name. I'm like, yep, that's Stout. Yep, that's Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Man.
we don't want to hear about me.
This is a Sunday podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, I have hijacked this, and we are going to hear all about you. I'm just going to sit here asking questions about yourself. So, surprise! And I'm going to make you swear the whole time.
No,
Prepare to fall
Mitch,
asleep.
make sure you change the thumbnail so that we look like we're the guests. All right?
Okay, sure, no problem.
She'll be
Yeah.
behind. Like, no. The heck's going on here? Yeah, yeah.
Well, gosh, it's been, I've wanted to talk to you for a long time. It feels like, I told you before, it feels like we're circling each other for, forever. I see you on the
Yeah.
Facebooks and on the Instas and on the LinkedIn's, and you're slumming because you just had an interview with J. Michael Collins, for crying out
True.
loud.
I
And
know.
we're like, hey, we booked Katie. Awesome. She's going to come on. And then literally the day before you come on the show, J. Michael posts this, hey, we got Katie Jostock on, Jostock on. I did it again. I'm going to do it forever.
It's
And
okay.
I'm like, well, crap. Now she's going to come on our little bitty show. And
And I'm already, you know what? I need to go.
Yeah.
No, the funny thing about being on the JMC podcast is that I posted, I feel like, I use humor. I just use sarcasm in a lot of my posts.
welcome.
And JMC kept on saying this thing during our episode together, like, oh, this is where careers come to die. So I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny to post that, to
Yeah.
lead with that line? And then all these people now are messaging me, are you leaving voiceover? And I'm like, nah, brah.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
me?
mean-
Do you even
I had
know
to read
me?
it a few times to go like,
Well,
Why
yeah,
would
at
she
first
post-
it was,
she
wait a
wouldn't
minute,
know.
what? And then I'm like, oh, by the second line, I'm like, oh, she's totally just doing the thing. So, yeah, kudos to you
Yeah.
because you got people
like-
talking. That's what you got to do with the social
and I
media
literally
content, right?
checked the calendar. I'm like, is it April already? It can't be April 1st. It's too soon for
You
that.
can be a
Yeah, I
fool
know.
any day of the year, Mitch.
True.
You don't
I
need to
can
wait for one
sure.
particular day.
I can. Yeah.
I love what I love about your guys' show is like the quiet back and forth banter that the both of you just have kind of layered on top of each other. I love it.
You like that? Okay,
I
good.
like that.
Mitch does not. He's
I
tired
was
of
just
me.
worried. I don't know.
He's wondering when I'm going to pass away so he can have a new host on with him.
I need a younger, more fresh mic.
Too
So,
right.
I mean,
Well,
your
it's
your
over.
tagline is, let me see if I get this, the sunny, funny something mommy.
Midwestern mommy.
Midwestern mommy. Yeah. And so I love that, and I love your persona. I love that, I've seen you on your post talk about the kids and all of that, and how you're juggling and everything. And so I think that's a cool perspective. I mean, we had people on the show that obviously they work from home, they have kids. They have people on the show that have other careers like myself. But you lean into that as your persona. And so I'm very interested to hear the origins and then moving into how it is you do juggle that. I mean, obviously, we are recording on a Sunday afternoon, which we normally don't do, but we are accommodating Katie because you know what? Monday nights, she's like, I got kids, I got to do the thing. And so start us out with your beginnings in creativeness, and then how that evolved into voiceover.
I've always, I don't know. I'm the youngest of 4 girls, and so I was always kind of the entertainer of the family. I was thinking today, I was remembering that like one family Christmas we had extended family in, and my dad just looked at me and was like, "Kate, go around the table and do impressions of everybody." And that's what I would do. I just would entertain my family. I was really fortunate to be exposed to musical theater at a young age, and I loved it. And which I think, you can tell by a lot of my posts that they're very animated, they're very like stage-like, there's, singing and all that stuff in them. And so, in high school, I was like involved in all the plays and all that good stuff. And then, but I was scared to I was scared to move to New York, scared to move to LA, scared to major in musical theater. I just thought like it wasn't logical,
Gotta love that, yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go a little bit safer route. I majored in communication in my undergrad, and then kind of was on track for radio broadcasting. And at the same time, I live here in Michigan, and where, the car industry is. And one of my friends, her, what's that?
Said, yeah, those cars.
The cars, Ford, Chevrolet, Pontiac. I love the Midwestern accent. I love it. So one of my friends, her dad was in television production, and would film a lot of the car commercials. So there was this tiny little Michigan talent agency that they hooked me up with. And I went in, I did an audition, started auditioning, booked my first job, I think in like 2009 or 2010 for KFC. And I loved it. Like, I went in and I was like, I don't know what voiceover is. They want me to do like a voiceover thing or whatever. And I loved it. But at the same time, there was still like that voice in my head that was like, oh, this isn't logical. Like this voice that was like, you can't follow your dreams, essentially. So, and, but at the same time, I love a lot of different things. Like I love education, and I really loved higher education. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect spot for me. So I went.
So at this time, were you still in college? Had you graduated yet?
Yeah, I was, I think I was either a sophomore or a junior in college when I booked my first commercial. That's so weird to think about. Yeah, I was a little baby. Oh. And so I got my master's. I wanted to be an English literature professor, actually. And then after my master's, I was like,
that sounds too stuffy for you. English literature.
Listen,
and in your books to page 387.
I was not one of those kinds of professors. Definitely. Really? I tried to like give my students a performance, believe it or not. But yeah, I found I started teaching like intro writing courses and public speaking at a university here in Michigan. And then my husband decided he wanted to go back to school, and he wanted to do a career change. So I needed a full-time job. So then I transitioned into academic advising. And I loved the students, but desk job is just not for me. And I think my husband was probably tired of hearing me complain, like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And he was just like, let's just build a booth in our basement and you pursue your dream. Like, and that's crazy amazing to have a partner that's supportive.
Yeah. Mitch and I are in that same boat. So God bless our spouses.
Yeah, right. And so, so the story goes is that I put this booth in my basement probably in September 2020, and then I got pregnant.
Yay!
Yay! I was like, you know what? I just opened a business. You know what would be even better? If I got pregnant and had a kid.
So easy to work around a kid when you work from home.
It's so easy. And I was on the pay to plays and I was doing, jobs here or there. And then, I had my son and, one of the biggest things in kind of coming up with that tagline, that sunny, funny Midwestern mommy, is that I wanted it to illustrate all the different parts of me. Like, I'm sunny, I'm bright. People usually describe me as bright, but like the sun is also warm and empathic. And that's another big part of me too, is that I have a big heart. And so when I had my son, I had really terrible postpartum depression and anxiety to the point where I wasn't even coming into my booth because I was just like, there was something in my head that was telling me you're not good enough. Right. And again, it was my husband who was like, just do it. Just go back in, just do the auditions. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just get that creative muscle working within you. And that really, like that, and becoming more involved in the voiceover community, it really has saved me. And that's just one of the aspects of voiceover that I love so much, is that, yes, there's so much creativity to it, but you guys have heard this said a million times. We just have the best community, the best people who love each other and are supportive and try to give each other opportunities. And I've never been in a community like that before.
It's definitely that thing where I like drag myself in the booth and I have a meeting with some friends or a podcast with some friends. I'm like, oh yeah, like it's not just auditioning into the void.
Yeah.
It's not just sending emails no one's going to read. It's not trying to add people on LinkedIn who aren't real or whatever the hell. It's, it's definitely the community for sure.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And it's good that, because we work from home, because we work alone, it's good that we have the community because it's so easy to be alone and to start having those detrimental thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's great to get in a room, even if it's virtual, with a bunch of people that do the same thing you do and realize we're all out there for each other. And we've said it before with other guests and ourselves and stuff, but I've never been involved in anything where we're competing with people, but we're also all rooting for each other.
Right.
So Mitch and I could have the same audition and we're both like listening to each other say, oh, you rock. That was awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a weird, great phenomenon that is just a wonderful thing to be involved with. And so kudos to you, voiceover community, because you're all awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I know. And I think also the community has definitely helped me with things like self-doubt. And I think too that, especially through social media, I think sometimes people could see the kind of content that I post and think that I don't struggle, right? Or that I'm always happy and bright or whatever. And my biggest thing is always authenticity, is always to balance, the funny kind of silly posts that I make with stuff about like depression and anxiety and mental health, because those are things that, I deal with too, and that I am super passionate about, or women's issues or parenting, mother issues. So when I have those feelings of self-doubt, like one of my dearest friends, who I always talk about, I always gush about, is Billy Joe Cones, who I will usually, she's kind of like my go-to person when I'm having that self-doubt, and I'm just like, Billy, I've been in my booth on this one audition, like it just sucks. It's not good enough. And she's like, send it. Just send it. It doesn't matter what your opinion of your performance is. It matters what the casting director's opinion is. And you're not really in a position. You don't have the time to sit back and be like, oh, I gotta like say the word and this way instead of that way. Like you just have to kind of go with, this sounds really cheesy, but you have to kind of go with what your heart is telling you, go with what, the cadence of the script is telling you, and don't worry about it. Just send it and forget it, And there have been auditions that I have sent that I've been like, there's no way. There's no way that I'm going to book this. And I book it. And there have been auditions that I have sent that I'm like, yeah, man, like I'm totally booking this job. And I don't book it. Right.
Yeah, I get a lot of those.
Yeah.
A lot more of those.
Like
a lot more of those where I feel great. And then I hear nothing. Yeah.
I know, but it's a mind F, right? But I try to think of it.
You can say it. I'll go ahead. You can say the whole word.
It's a mind.
I can't do it, Mike.
Okay. I win, Mitch.
Damn.
It's a mind fuck.
Okay. Yes, we got him.
We did it. And not to invalidate those very real feelings of being like, why the hell didn't I book this commercial? Like, why didn't I book this? I was awesome. I know I was awesome. And so sometimes I try to just kind of recenter myself and say, I am in such a privileged position where I get to audition. I get to have, renowned casting directors listening to my voice, seeing my name, right? Like, and every single time, I'm sure you guys have experienced this too. Every single time people say, what do you do? And I say voice actor. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
what does
so
that
cool.
mean? It's more like, the bait most quick. Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
much.
Have I heard you in anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you live in
Probably
Canada?
Not.
Yeah. Do you live in Detroit? Actually, you can hear me in Detroit, which is pretty sweet.
You can.
You can. On 89X.
No.
Yeah, you can hear me on 89X.
So you got
Pretty
some
exciting.
radio imaging going on?
Radio, I don't know what the difference between imaging and ads is, but I guess.
Yeah,
Radio
absolutely. That's so cool. Congratulations. Look at
thank you. I know, it's very awesome. And my mom was the first one to hear me. This is a very, very, very cool thing.
That's my boy.
That's my boy. Yeah. If you know my mom, that's every post about
that
me.
is
It's
so
like,
sweet. I love that so much.
and she will be listening because she definitely likes, the voice of a lady is more, speaks to her more. So
good. What's your
she'll
mom's
be,
name?
My mom's name is Sue.
No, my mom's name is Sue.
Oh,
No
my
way.
goodness.
My mom's isn't.
We left
And
Mike
that's
out.
why you're not booking, Mike.
Yeah, I don't have a mom named Sue, and I'm not from Michigan, and I don't do stuff in Canada.
I feel like I did have a real thing to say about what you were talking about, but I definitely got lost in the weeds.
Derailed.
Where
Well,
were we?
Hi, Sue. Hi, Sue. Hi, Mitch's mom. You're
Yay.
awesome. Isn't it great being a boy mom? Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
So do you still just have the one, or do you have more children now?
I have one.
Okay.
I have one 4.5-year-old son, and then we have a 2-year-old pug named Marvin.
Like a child.
And then my career, which is my 3rd child. It's true.
Yeah.
Except I don't have to wipe voiceover's butt.
It depends on who you're in the room with.
It's
let's be
true.
honest.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
You might have to
Sometimes-
clean up a little bit
Wiping
after this podcast because we get a little messy here.
Yeah, So you were talking about send it, forget it, and your confidence and also your anxieties and everything like that.
Mhm.
I mostly see pumped, singing, excitable Katie Jostock, which is very fun, and I'm pretty jealous that you can just come up with these songs. I think a while back I tried to rope you into another song for our
Yeah.
podcast. But how do you, because I have this, right? I can be me for the most part on the podcast. I can tell people that I'm, a little down, or that I'm super pumped about something, or that my mom's listening.
Those are always good podcasts when we both come in a little down. Hey, as Mitch
Right.
and Mike's voice over journey. We're just having a rough time.
Yeah.
I have this booth that is my sort of like, I walk in and now it's time to go to work and have a little fun and forget about stuff. There's a David Rosenthal thing.
Yeah.
Forget the outside world for a second.
Yeah.
Close that door, and this is a brand new space.
How do you come in and be vulnerable just like recording by yourself? That seems super tough.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's because, I mean, gosh, I'll just go there. I'll go a little dark and deep. But like I said, the parts of me that you see on social media, the bright, pumped up, happy, funny, those are true parts of me. But there are also other very true parts of me that people don't see, like the postpartum depression. And I'm someone that has dealt with anxiety and depression my entire life. Somebody that is like, I advocate for going to therapy. I advocate for meds. I kind of feel like it's like if you got a broken leg, go to the doctor, try and get some help. It's okay to get help. So I think like how am I vulnerable? I key into some of the most vulnerable, difficult moments that I've had in my life that nobody has seen before, maybe other than my husband, and I mean, that's what I key into. Like, actually, I'm in the middle of doing a video game demo. I'll do another name drop here with Chris Turi at GM Voices, who's really awesome, and I would recommend. And one of the things, God, what were we talking about? I think we were discussing like what we want to put on the video game demo. And for some reason, he was talking about, different characters and maybe some women not feeling comfortable doing some sort of like something sort of manic or mental health wise, or, a baby dying or whatever. I'm describing this terribly, and I'm sorry, Chris.
Getting dark.
But I just said to him, hold on, stop. Stop talking. I didn't say it like that. This is going really well, the way I'm explaining this story. This is good.
We're on the edge of our seats because we're trying to figure out where you're going with this. Come on.
No, but I just said to him, look, I'm someone that had really terrible postpartum depression, someone that had like multiple panic attacks, someone who really struggled. So I want there to be a character on my video game demo showcasing that kind of emotion, because it's important for me, not only as an actor, but I also think just for other women to hear. Because as women, we're supposed to always be like, oh, like being a mom, it's the best thing in the world and blah. And it's like, there are some serious things that go on after you have kids, right? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean that you don't love them, but it is normal. It is okay to struggle.
Sometimes you imagine having to call for someone to repair your window after you punted your kid through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not in my case.
A long scenario.
I just, I'm happy with the broken glass.
Oh, boy. I love that about, what you talked about there, because so many people go through some sort of anxiety, depressions and such. And to hear you be able to say, and so many people suppress that and don't let that be a part of their personality or a part of their persona. And for you to embrace that and say, no, I want to explore that and let that inform some of my performances and even, part of your demo. And I think it is becoming a little more in vogue to embrace, because I know, like, it seems that VOA there's going to be like a mental health symposium or whatever, and I feel like there was something at One Voice as well. But more and more people are saying, "Hey, look, we deal with this stuff. Let's talk about it." And so that's great that you're doing that, and you're being open and vulnerable about that.
Yeah, I'm actually at VoiceOver Atlanta. I'm co-moderating the mental health panel.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
how,
See what I did there? I set you up.
You knew exactly what you were doing.
I knew that, and yeah.
No, but it's and it's funny because I'm co-moderating it with Leonie, and we've been having conversation, and my husband too is a mental health therapist. And so we've been having conversations like, we want to make sure that we're not getting up there and saying like, this is our advice and we are experts in the mental health field. Like, no, we definitely want to contextualize the conversation by saying we are sharing our experiences. Please like seek professional help, see a licensed mental health counselor, see a psychiatrist, if you need that additional support. But yeah, it's, and I also find too that with some of people like me, with some of like the brightest, funniest, happiest people on the outside, like, yes, this is true. This is a part of me, but there's also some darkness there, or some difficulty that I think also informs that need to create bright, happy, funny projects, so.
And sometimes we don't find out about it until it's too late. I mean, look at Robin Williams.
I know.
It's nobody knew what he was going through until it was too late.
Yeah.
At least nobody on our end.
Right.
I
His
think
family
to
knew
put people close.
what he was dealing with, but
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and you look at it's still like, I think it is becoming, like you were saying, Mike, a little bit more in vogue to talk about these things. But I also think of situations like Simone Biles, right? When she said, I'm taking a break, and then what happened? There were some people who were like, yeah, that's awesome. And then there were others who were like, oh, snowflake, oh, you're just not in my day. We just grinned and bared it.
Yeah,
we walked to school 5 million miles in the snow, like, so there's still kind of this like, oh, like, am I going to be, am I going to be slaughtered, like verbally slaughtered or canceled, right, for taking a mental health break? Or I don't know.
it's a good question. That
should be the tagline of this episode. Am I going to
are
be
you going to be
slaughtered?
slaughtered for taking a break?
Slaughtered, wow.
Slaughtered.
That's a new one for us, I think.
Oh man, video game mindset.
But people
right
can
now.
be cruel. I mean, and that's the thing is, if someone posts something on social media saying, hey, I'm struggling dealing with this, and whether it's I'm going to take a break or whether it's just, hey, I'm being vulnerable and out there, for anyone to comment on that and not know that person's struggle, and to and to say something negative about that, I'm sorry, you're a dick. I'm sorry. You need to just keep to yourself and not and not move your fingers on the keyboard.
I know.
Or your thumbs on the phone. Just stay
Yeah.
away. Because you don't know what people are going through. And I've
No.
known, we've all known, and you've been there. We've known some people who have been through some serious stuff. And if you
Yeah.
don't know them personally, then who are you to comment on that? Who are you to say, oh, you should grin and bear it? Well, I'm sorry.
If someone's in the public, if someone's in the public eye, in the sense like Simone Biles, and she's like got to tell everybody about it, that makes sense. But like you see maybe someone doing that on social media, it feels more like symbolically throwing yourself on the bed and like having a large sigh. It's like, we know you're coming back to Facebook in a week.
Yeah.
we know you're gonna miss talking about yourself on Facebook.
And yeah, there are those people that are crying for attention,
for sure. Yeah.
But that doesn't discount the people that are coming from a genuine place.
Right.
And so
absolutely.
Yeah. Why
gotta sift through it.
Why even
Don't
why
let your
even try to
fingers
discern the two?
Yeah.
Let people have their stuff, and the people, like you said, that continually make those posts.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you're crying. I mean, they might be crying for help, for real.
Yeah.
And trying to get someone to listen. Who knows?
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Welcome back to the Mental Health Break with Mike and Mitch.
I was
and
fortunate enough.
Katie Jostock.
Jostock. I was fortunate enough to watch Katie, in my opinion, at least socially, on social media, be kind of like big and performative and do all these fun songs and stuff, like a bunch all at once. And then she went kind of quiet on there, or my algorithm was like, you don't need any more singing for a while. And then I saw a few posts about building doors.
Yeah,
and I do want to hear about that. Woo! Absolutely. Oh, boom! I knew it.
Support
My
equal
building
opportunity
doors
for women in voiceover. All right.
Yes.
In case you're listening to the,
and your hair.
all we see was hair on the back, so I don't know what we're trying to point
to.
Hang on.
There we go.
Move to your left.
This is gonna be.
There
this
you go.
is a hilarious
Building doors,
logistics
featured voiceover. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. Those of you who are just listening and not watching, that's the T-shirt that Katie's wearing that we just read to you. So, Katie, go ahead, Mitch, with the rest of your question that she interrupted so she could show us her T-shirt.
But from the building doors posts that I saw with you and a lot of people of that organization, there's been this really cool, like, in my social media, resurgence of Katie and more just winning in general, like just more stuff going on, whether you are posting about mental health or you're posting like fun songs and everything like that. Like, can you tell me about that ride of because it's supposed to be the year of the Pelly, but it really feels like the year of the Jostock.
Stealing my thunder, woman.
Yeah. Building doors. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started. I have been wanting to join this organization for over a year now. And for those of you who don't know about it, it's basically an organization founded by voice actor Christy Harst that advocates for female voices and marginalized voices to be heard in places they normally aren't. So, for example, this most recent Super Bowl, Christy took out a piece of paper and a pen and cataloged like every single commercial that she saw. And she counted how many are voiced by men, how many are voiced by women, how many have no voiceover at all. And she found out that I believe the statistic was 11% of the commercials were voiced by women, even though research shows that, it's about 50-50 when it comes to the audience that consumes sports and consumes Super Bowl, right? So, and Christy, one of the reasons why I desperately wanted to be what you call a door builder, is, a member of Building Doors that advocates for women to be heard, is Christy just is so inspiring to me about how passionate she is in supporting other people, how passionate she is about topics like mental health, topics about access, topics about community. And she's just out there. She is out there all the time trying to find ways of including people. And I was like, I want to do that. Like, that's the kind of woman that I want to be. And so it was really exciting to be able to submit an application to become a door builder, which, basically you're kind of like an ambassador, right, for Building Doors. And so I submitted an application. I ended up in the finalists round. And then this was kind of where it got like, oh my gosh, am I really going to be able to do this? But essentially what we did is we each of the finalists took a video that was originally voiced by a man and then voiced it, as a woman. And using a woman using our own voices. And then what we had to do was we had to garner like not a certain amount of likes, but I think it was like the top 12 or top 14 would become whoever had like the most likes on social media, would become a door builder. And I thought, at first I was like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to be able to do this? But then I thought to myself too, like, what a great creative way to get the message out, right? Because then it causes us as door builders to reach out to our community, explain what Building Doors is, explain, hey, please go and like and comment on our posts. And then the algorithm's like, ooh, I like this. And so it was really a great opportunity to get that message out there. And thankfully, I received enough likes to become a door builder.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, that's, we've talked about how inclusive at least I believe how inclusive the VO community is, especially nowadays with, you'll see on every single audition, we don't want a stereotypical salesperson. We want real voices. We want true voices. We want diverse voices. And I think that is so important and critical. Representation matters. Representation matters. And that's one of the reasons why I'm aligned with Building Doors, why I wanted to become a door builder, is because that's one of the goals, right? Is to encourage people who have been silent to speak up and to tell them that their voice matters. I think so many times, even when we were talking about at the beginning about like, oh, I'm not going to submit an audition because I'm not good enough. And it's like, girl, you are good enough. Do it. Show your stuff, show your colors. Right. I don't know if I answered your question, Mitch.
Well, you answered the first part of the question. Absolutely. Because I didn't know how deep that went, really.
Oh, it's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Well, and yeah.
Mike?
No, I was just going to say, I mean, as a white male in voiceover, I 100% cannot support this movement.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be stealing my jobs.
Yeah.
No, I applaud that. I mean, that's super cool. And what I was going to ask is there a website that people can go to find out more about Building Doors?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to make sure that I get this right.
She's going to look it up and we'll put it in the link. So it's no big deal.
Okay, perfect.
Yes,
I know.
Mitch is very good about putting all the info on the posts that we do.
I'm much better than I used to be.
Much better than I was when I was doing the episodes and putting them out. I was just like, hey, here's the thing, and the funny people, enjoy.
So it is www.buildingdoorsvo.com.
Very important.
And it's a great place to see all the other door builders that are there. A lot of people a lot of the time ask me, how can I support this? One of the easiest ways people that costs you no money that you can support it is like go to Building Doors Instagram and comment, and share. Comment, share. Because again, it's all about raising awareness, is all about feeding this delightful algorithm that we have, right? So that is absolutely free. Some people say like, no, I want to support you guys, I want to fund you guys, and you can do that as well. You can buy merchandise. Christy also has, I think a lot of people have this as well too. Like you can buy her a coffee, So there's so many different ways that you can support. Another way is by subscribing and listening to the Building Doors podcast, subscribing to the Building Doors newsletter called Behind the Door. So there's so many different ways, and thank you guys so much for letting me talk about this, because I know sometimes, you can kind of get like the cold shoulder, or, like Mike, how you were saying like, oh, women are stealing our jobs. I don't know why I made you sound like that.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
good,
how we
I
sound.
mean, it
What
was
do
a
you
good
mean?
impression. I mean, honestly, I can sound like
But
that.
like, I don't know. I am just so of the, and I think that the voiceover community does this well. Like you were saying, Mike, like we're in competition with each other, but we want the other person to do well. Like we support each other. And I just feel like that is such a great example of how life should be. Like why wouldn't we want another person to succeed and be happy, just as much as we are blessed to succeed and be happy. That's the kind of person that I want my son to be as a white male. I want my son to support others, and I also want him to look at his mom and to see like, wow, mom is pursuing her dream, because for so many years I didn't, right? Like I told you guys, I didn't go to New York, I didn't go to LA because I was scared. I was way too scared. And then finally, after I had my son, I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. I'm scared no more.
Floodgates are open. Let's go.
But I was like, something kind of clicked in me when I became a parent, that I was like, this kid is going to be watching me. This kid is going to be looking at me, seeing how I live my life. And if he sees me being too scared, too anxious, if he sees me getting, grumpy or angry because I'm not fulfilling my creativity, living the life that I want to live, then he's going to internalize that, right? And think that that's what path he needs to take. So I so want to show my son, dude, you can pursue your dreams and you can be successful. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so many good reasons there you get. I mean, I love that you internalize that. You also were like for the greater good of all people, and giving everybody the opportunity to go, and then you internalize that about your son, and
Yeah.
just I'm on board with both of those reasons, and I'm sure I'm glad that you got a chance to talk about building doors. Mitch, thank you for leading that question in.
There's
I
really
had
no
no
problem.
idea.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean,
had
I
met
probably did, but I
Christy.
forget the things that you post because I forget everything because I'm old. But
I met Christy at VO Atlanta last year. She won an
She won
award.
the Unicorn Award.
Unicorn
Right?
Award.
Yeah. She's a
So
big deal.
I was like, hey, congrats. And she's like, you want to help? I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do, but just, follow us and stuff. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, yeah, that's
Mitch,
good.
Mitch is in charge of the Mitch and Mike social media accounts and stuff. So there you go, like and follow and comment, and Mitch and
Yeah.
Mike will now the official Mitch and Mike accounts will become followers of Building Doors. I thus saith Mike. Mitch, go do it.
Yeah.
Wow, what a good boss. He is so good at that. So
I think though that like it really is simple to support people. And I think that sometimes we might shy away or think like, what can I do? One of the things that's, been on my heart recently as a stay-at-home mom, that, I don't really have a lot of opportunities, to be maybe being as active within the world or what's going on in the world as I want to be. But one of my areas of, I feel like, resistance, is family time, is spending time with my son, and is teaching my son and showing him, this is what we value as a family. This is what loving people looks like. This is what community looks like. The other night, and I'm going to share this soon. And I don't say this to be like, oh my gosh, I'm such a nice person. But it just has become so incumbent on me, I feel like, to really reflect about my own position of privilege in the world and how I maybe have, turned my face away or kind of shut a blind eye to some of the things that have been going on to people who are less fortunate than me. We were out to eat the other night, and we were in this restaurant, and this man who appeared to be homeless walked in, and the manager just was immediately like, "You cannot be here." And I just like felt like in my body, I just felt this visceral, like, this is wrong. This is wrong how we were treating this guy. And so I said to my husband, I was like, Josh, Josh, go buy that guy a meal. Gosh, I sound really mean to my husband, don't I? But I was like,
I love the way you leaned into the Midwestern when you did that.
Josh,
get him, go get him.
I think I was yelling at him because it was a loud, crowded restaurant and he couldn't hear me. But he was like, oh, okay. And then he went to go, I'm going to tear up. He went to go give this guy our leftovers, and he came back to me, and I was like, why didn't you get him a meal? And he was like, I was afraid that they wouldn't let him stay. I was afraid that even if I bought him a meal, were they going to let him like wait for 15 minutes there when they had already said like leave, you know? And it's just something that stuck with me that, you know, I was kind of crying about for a while. It just reminded me that so often we are so primed to think about difference and what separates us, and to the point where sometimes I think we see other human beings as not human, right? But the truth is that we are just a few choices away from becoming that man in that restaurant, right? That doesn't have a place to go, that doesn't have money to buy food. And I feel like we're all human. We all got to start treating each other like we are human. So yeah, I don't really know why I went down that tangent, but yeah.
Just about being human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you built a different door in a sense.
I like where you're going. I like where you're going, Mitch.
Only because this is stuck in my head, and I love the name of that organization.
Yeah.
But it seems saying yes to that has opened your eyes to, and your heart to, a lot of other things.
Yeah.
That isn't just like, I'm going to help, you know, women get, because it's mostly, that was the main thing. I think at first was like helping women in VO be heard more. But in saying yes to that, you've opened a door to yourself, and you seem more confident now than you were before, honestly. And what else, like, where's this headed? How do you feel this is going? Where do you feel like it's leading you, other than what you've told me already?
Yeah.
As a voice actor.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no dare.
I mean, it's funny because I kind of feel like the lessons that I learn in life make me a better voice actor, right? So, for such a long time, like I was telling you, I had such anxiety to enter the booth, right? And to do auditions. And there was like this voice in my head that was like, nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you. And then I think it was Tina Marasco, who is an amazing, amazing commercial voiceover coach. I had an individual session with her, and she's just one of those women that just makes me cry in the best way. Like she's like my VO mama, you know, just like, sweetheart, you've got this, you know. And I just remember her like looking at me and saying like, Katie, you already have it. You already have the tools necessary. We just want you. We don't want all of this like performance, and we just want to hear Katie on her front porch with a glass of iced tea, you know, sitting back, just kind of thinking about, I want a Starbucks cup of coffee or something, you know, like, yeah. And that really got to me, thinking like, I already have it, right? I'm already enough, right? And so for me, that lesson in voiceover ties absolutely into lessons of mental health, you know, which I try to preach about when people are saying like, ooh, like, I just don't know, I'm not good at voiceover or whatever. I'm like, yes, you are. You know, like, you have it. You are enough. You need to start believing that you are enough. And to me, that's not just a lesson for voiceover auditions. It's a lesson in self-actualization and becoming the person that you want to be. I don't know. I think, so where do I want to go with this? I mean, I definitely I want to keep doing what I'm doing. With my career, I am not leaving voiceover, contrary to.
Wait! I saw you post something on the
Yeah, about
social medias
something
that
about
said that you were
leaving,
like
and
leaving.
that's why we
What's
wanted to have you on to keep you
Yeah,
in
we thought this was a
voiceover.
farewell tour.
I confused so many people, and I feel badly about that. I am not. It was a joke. It was sarcasm. Anyway, it was sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. So I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I want to keep keep booking, keep reaching for the stars. And then I don't know, I've always felt like I want to give back to the community in a way. I don't know how. I think my more vulnerable posts or my responding to messages that people send me or comments or whatever, that is my way of trying to give back in the place where I am right now, just trying to encourage people, trying to let people know that there is still hope. I think I would love to and it's good that I'm broadcasting this because then people will hold me to it maybe. But maybe when I get a little bit more time, I would love to have some sort of a podcast where, like, for moms in VO or just moms period, where we just get real about what it is like to raise a family while pursuing our careers, and maybe kind of debunk some of the myths about what a traditional woman is supposed to look like. Because I have a real heart for the stuff that women have to go through in transitioning to becoming a mother. And it's a beautiful thing. It is a very hard thing too. And I've always been one of those people who's like, I want to punch people in the face when they're like, enjoy every moment of it. Because I'm like, oh, okay. So when like my kid is having a tantrum and like hitting me in the face, like I'm supposed to enjoy every moment of that, Carol?
I think so.
Really, Carol?
I think you brought this upon yourself.
Yeah, or the people who haven't ever had kids that scold you in a grocery store. You should really just have more control over your children so they're not throwing a fit in the store. I'm sorry. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
My oldest kid who just turned 30, one time threw a fit in the middle of Costco and we walked away.
Yeah.
We're like, fine. We went around the corner. She's on the floor and all of a sudden she looked up. She didn't see us. She came around the corner, saw us and started crying again.
Yeah.
You do that as a parent.
I have to cry at the right people.
Anyway. Yeah. So, you should really, when you start that podcast, you should make sure you have us on because Mitch is an expert in all of those subjects.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That for sure. Well, you can have Sue on. But she'll tell you about similar stories to that.
I would love to have Sue. I don't know Sue, but I just want to talk to her right now.
Mitch, why haven't we had Sue on the podcast?
Good question. We could have Sue on. Could be very interesting. I get read a lot. I would be read from start to finish.
I would love to talk to your mother.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Me too.
Well, I won't be the first or last to tell you, Katie, start your podcast tomorrow. Because it is tough, but there's nothing stopping you now, and that's such a cool idea. And of course, you know how many freaking moms want to hear like, "Oh hell yeah, I have a Al Bundy of a fucking husband," or whatever, whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. It's I'd listen. I mean, hail.
Well,
and it definitely wouldn't be boring because you're a sunny, funny Midwestern mommy.
That's right.
You've got the right personality for this kind of gig. So
thank you.
Yeah. Please do.
I actually, speaking of tantrums and big feelings, one of the projects that I'm working on right now is I've been doing this children's podcast that specifically It's called Conscious Kids. And it is basically about exploring each and every feeling that children have. Like each episode is like a 5-6 minute episode where we talk about feelings like anxiety or fear or, happiness. And it's a project that's near and dear to my heart because it's topics that I'm talking about with my son every day, just about how all feelings are normal and there are no like good or bad feelings. There's just, appropriate responses that we have to those feelings. So that's also really something that I'm super passionate about and proud of. So that's another podcast y'all can listen to.
There you go.
Jeez, dang.
Let's just add that to the list.
Really giving back. What
all
the hell am I
doing?
doing?
I have all the time.
I know. What are you doing with
we
your
gotta
life?
do something around here for people, Mike. I don't know.
I know.
come
Ours
on.
is just fluff.
Maybe like, gosh.
So
maybe clean people's windows or something.
yeah, something. While we're podcasting, we'll be like, I don't know. I don't know what we can do.
We'll figure it
virtually.
out after.
Yeah, we'll be
You
virtually
guys-
cleaning your windows.
Mike, I
Yes.
have a thing.
You have a thing.
I have a thing where I haven't acted in a while, and it's like I get uncomfortable.
You look uncomfortable. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how you can
We
stand.
were talking about having my mom on the past podcast. I got so uncomfortable
Yeah.
I needed to act.
So is it that time?
Can we have act? Katie, are you ready?
I don't feel comfortable.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, we will end
All
it
right.
here then.
Well, we'll try to find something
No, I love that.
comfortable for you. All right.
I have a really random question, Mitch,
Sure.
before we act. Do you ever listen to, or have you, yes, because it's on 89X, isn't it? Did you ever listen to Dave and Chuck the Freak?
Back in the day,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been a while. I listened to them years ago. I haven't really listened recently, but Chuck the Freak's mom, no, maybe it was Dave's mom. I think one of them has like this Irish accent, and she would also like read smut.
Wow.
And
That's
so
great.
They had her on like reading from like a romance novel, and the entire time Dave was just like, "Oh no, I don't want to hear my mom saying these words." So all that to say, you guys should do that with Sue. Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fun.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'll
I
come
may
up
have a
with
little
content for
trouble
your
with
mom
that,
to
but
read.
I think it might get a couple listens. I'm gonna have a little trouble, just a touch.
Just
trouble.
a touch
All
of the
right.
trouble.
On that note, let's go find something really uncomfortable to act with here.
Yeah,
Lord.
something really weird, please.
All right.
I don't
It's
know.
gonna be me.
It's gonna be you.
May.
This is pretty much Katie Jostock.
Joe.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
even.
Joe
Oh,
Stock,
I
gosh
pronounced your
darn
name
it.
wrong, dude.
I did it right.
No, I know you did, and it sounded wrong to me.
Okay. Yeah, right.
That's how stuck I am on Jostock.
This is a golden opportunity of the deadline cometh between a ballpoint pen, quill and ink, and a crayon in a CPA's office. That's all I'll give you.
Yep.
All right, everybody calm down. The deadline is in 6 hours. We are filling out this return cleanly, legibly, and in black ink, which means me.
Wow. Listen to Mr. Office Depot over here. Black ink, legible. You know what's legible? Vibes. I bring vibes.
Silence, waxen barbarian. This is not a child's placemat at a seaside lobster shack. This is a financial manuscript of the highest nobility.
Hey, I paid taxes once. It was on a juice box.
Okay, focus. We are completing Schedule C. We are professionals. We are crisp lines and smooth signatures.
Professionals. Pray tell me, metallic cylinder, who signed the Declaration of Independence? Who composed sonnets that wooed empires?
Oh, yeah? And who smudges if someone breathes wrong?
That was a humid day.
Okay, but real talk, this form is for Snoop Dogg. You really think he wants humid day energy? He wants color. He wants passion. He wants a turquoise depreciation schedule.
This is the IRS.
Exactly. They need more whimsy.
Line 31. Net profit or loss. Ah, a battlefield of numbers. A dance between revenue and destiny.
It's $4,200,000 in net profit.
Ooh, can I draw a tiny little crown over his name?
No! Listen, the deadline is at midnight. If this isn't filed electronically in 6 hours, penalties happen.
Penalties? Like detention?
Like thousands of dollars.
Oh, that's less fun.
The true penalty is dishonor. To submit such a form in pedestrian plastic ink. Oh,
You blotched line 12.
it is but a flourish.
It looks like a Rorschach test for anxiety.
I see a llama.
No one sees a llama.
I do.
Perhaps we are each uniquely suited to a portion of this sacred scroll.
Go on.
I, the quill, shall sign the signature, bestowing gravitas befitting a mogul of lyrical renown.
I'll highlight deductions, like a little sunshine on those charitable contributions.
Okay. And I handle the numbers. All of them. Every single one. No turquoise depreciation schedules.
What about tasteful chartreuse?
No.
Fine. Yellow.
Time wanes. The clock mocks us with its ticking tyranny.
Positions, everyone?
Ooh, look at that mileage deduction glow.
Thus signs a legend.
And filed.
Did we just save Snoop Dogg thousands in late fees?
Yes.
Then let history record this night. The wax, the feather, and the sphere united.
Oh, group hug.
We are in a cup.
Oh, cup hug.
Why is there a yellow on this form?
Worth it.
Why that was the voice I chose for the CPA, I have no idea.
He's the
And
most
like all of a sudden we were all
character-y
silent. I'm like,
character,
oh, I should read that. And
CPAs, you know them.
Yellow.
yeah, you know, accountants are always doofuses.
On death's door.
Right? Yeah.
Wow. We made tax season fun, everybody.
Yay for us.
That could be animated. I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get that in the works.
Yeah.
Yep.
It should be. It should be.
Perfecto.
Calling indie animation artists.
Yeah. So if any indie animation artists are listening to this podcast, at the very end of it, give us a call.
Yeah.
Ma? I'm just kidding. Katie, thank you for hanging out.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Well, fun,
Guys,
good fun.
Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. I think the world of you guys. I think you're awesome. And I'm really honored to be on this podcast. So thanks for having me.
Aw, Willem Friday.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's some hearts. All right.
Wow, how'd you do that?
I have no idea. It's a setting that got set somehow, and I love it. I can also do this.
Yeah, me too.
Never mind. Yeah,
Just end it there.
it does
Gee,
things. Yeah.
bus.
Okay. Here we go.
okay.
We're gonna end the podcast in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me find the stop button.